They pay after the war. In World War II, they call it thieves fall out. It's the same war, but now it's a few different players. So they got together, the winners, and they took all the colonies from. The war was about colonies. Germany didn't have many colonies, and France and England had most of the colonies. America had become a colonial power. When they went to the Philippines, they went to the Virgin Islands, and in 1898 in Hawaii, when they took all of that. So they had become a colonial power, but they didn't say it. World War II started in 1939. America come in almost 3 years later at the end of World War, at the end of December the 7th, right? And this is when America come in the war. There was no bombs dropped on America. There's only one bomb recorded that landed in America. It was a Japanese balloon bomb that dropped in Oregon somewhere. I don't even know if it exploded. No cities were bombed. When World War II is finished, everybody owes America. America is fresh and ready to go. It develops the Marshall Plan. Anybody with them? And it did the Berlin Airlift, 1949. It was rolling. They call that the greatest generation. I call it the dumbest generation. If they'd have just had World War I and they made them all the promises and the bonus army and all that, I don't know if anybody remember. The bonus army, look up bonus army. They was parked right down there in Anacostia Park. Bonus army, General MacArthur, the same one that was command, he put them all out. They said, you promised us a bonus. We built highways to the sky, but now, brother, can you spare a dime? I don't know if you remember that song. A dime for a cup of coffee. They did all of that. They went over to World War I and whooped the Germans behind. And the ones that whooped them the most, the Negroes, got the less. I'm telling you, boy, them Negroes was the most decorated soldiers in World War I. All their medals was from France. Okay. That's why during the 40s and all that, 30s and 40s, you could go, black people could go to jazz musicians, yeah. What's the name, Baker, she went over there, all of them. They loved the black people from America because they helped save them. France had lost a whole generation. And when the Negroes got in the war in World War I, they laid waste to them people. Anyway, let me put it this way. All of those historical facts are things that we study so we know where we are. So we have a reasonable idea historically and religiously. And what type of warfare we're going to fight? Psycho-spiritual warfare. Move from psychological guerrilla warfare. Psycho-spiritual warfare. So you fight your enemy with something it don't have. It don't have good, strong mind, and it definitely don't have no spiritual.
Well, I mean, how could we use Obama to help us as black people?
Okay.
Specifically Michelle Obama. She the one that got the juice.
I don't know how to put this. I don't have no hope in them. Mm-mm. One hired the other, and they all look. I don't want to answer any questions on people like that. I just don't want to answer any questions. The reason I don't is I don't want nobody taking nothing out of here unless I say it. I know what to say to them. I've been in meetings with them. I've been all around with them. I don't want nobody to interpret or translate what I say about, you know, uh, you may not believe it, but just like they choose Crump and them other people to be the famous lawyers, if they get rid of Malcolm, they choose somebody to take his place.
What about what's the brother's name? Khalid Muhammad. Remember him? Khalid. He was real vicious towards white men. They killed him. I think they killed him.
Uh,
Well, he had mercy with the nation. Then he went on his own. He started doing Pan African stuff.
yeah. I remember him very well. In fact, I know him. I was in L.A. He was a minister in L.A. He used to drive a white Rolls Royce. He used to wear white suits a little bit too. Yeah, he used to. I remember him from years back, way back in the 70s. It wasn't in the 60s. I remember him from back in the middle.
Behind getting rid of him too.
Huh?
I think Boss Man was behind getting rid of him too.
Could have. It wasn't hard. He had people sitting right up there next to him to get rid of him for him. Had the niggas right there in the front, in the living room.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he could have pulled that off easy. But that haven't happened to us. We have longevity. We have a record here. I got a feeling we're going all the way.
Well, I'm thinking that the big opportunity is coming up with Biden going to Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and honestly, I'm trying to be there.
Good.
I'm trying to be there as an advisor, specifically with respect to MBS, because that's the objective of meeting. The main goal is meeting with MBS.
Good.
That's my strategic position.
Well, if you meet with him, tell him that you're happy to meet the most vicious murderer and most anti-Islamic personality in history. Tell him he got Fahad beat. He got all of them beat. He beat them all. Tell him he's good. Or he's bad. Just tell him whatever, that you're happy to meet him. Tell him that from Imam Musa.
Well, I've been in communication with his father.
Hmm?
I've been in communication with his father.
With Salman?
Yeah, King Salman.
I thought he couldn't. Well, that's good. I thought he couldn't hardly talk.
He's the king. He's still the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just to get him to talk or sit up straight is the thing. Okay, anyway, are there any, dear brothers, we didn't stray off the record. We said just what Allah wanted us to say. I'm happy about the program today. Are there any questions, any comments? But everything fell into place. Strategic alliance, strategic management under conditions of repression, realigning and reorganizing everything that we're doing, including tazkiyah bil nafs, purification of self, and tazkiyah of goals. We've been into that all the time, both tazkiyah bil nafs and tazkiyah of goals. The tazkiyah of goals, purification of goals, prevent you from making any dirty deal with boss man, Zionist, or anybody try to scare you off the world. That's what tazkiyah of goals, that's what it means to us. I mean, you won't find it in the book on tazkiyah of goals. Probably something written on it, but that's what it do for us. That means you can't go wrong because we don't want nothing they got. Are there any questions, any comments? If not, we really thank you very much, and we aqulu qawli hadha wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Now, Are there any goals?